Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Midday Market Update. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. First trading day of the week. And we're in the last trading day of the quarter. We're getting ready to go into the last quarter of the year. That'll kick off tomorrow. Good morning. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I'm coming across loud and clear. I got the hiccups. I don't know what that just happened from, but I got the hiccups. Sigh. That's live. That's what happens live. I can't get that out. Joey's in the background. Thank you, Joey. Thank you for always being here and being my friend. Thank you for being a friend. Talking about friends, man, on the other side of my joviality, I just want to take a quick moment real quick to talk about the storm that came through. It did affect our state in a big adverse way, as well as people in South Carolina and Georgia and Florida. But if you haven't noticed or haven't heard, the whole northwestern part of North Carolina is jacked up. The mountains, whether it's Ash, whether it's Buncombe, whether it's Linville, all of the mountain regions in North Carolina are virtually washed away because of all of the rain. So, and Tennessee, that's true. One of the places that Janet and I love to go to whenever we can is Tennessee. And right now, any travel from where we are here in the Charlotte area up to Tennessee and all those areas are shut down. I-40 main thoroughfare for North Carolina going up to the mountains is shut down. I would invite as many of you as possible to, if nothing else, think about donating to like the Red Cross or something along those lines to help those people. You know, when I sign off every day, I say I'm always praying for all the people all around the world, but this is one of the times where people can come together and try to help other people, and this is one of those times. All right, this is one of those times. So, you know, before we get started, I just am putting that out there. You do what you want to do, but this is a great time for mankind to at least help other people who are devastated. All you have to do is just look online. You'll see just how devastated they are. All right, so I'm putting that up there. You guys do what you want to do, and I'm just, I am. I know I am. So with that being said, let's get into what's going on in the market. Joey, put me on the other screen. Not that screen, this screen. Yeah. All right. So you can see what's going on in the market. A lot of yellow in today's market. We have a mixed market. The market's been going back and forth in regards to what's going on, whether it wants to be bullish, whether it wants to be bearish. There's not a lot of fish that I'm going to give today based on what's going on right now. But on my 6 p.m. video tonight, I will put out my top 5 stocks for the week. They're always going to be safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price because that is the mantra of VectorVest. So I will still continue down that path for this week, but as we get into the market, looking at what's going on in the market, I just want you to be aware of what's going on. So Duo is up 122%. Be careful with those stocks that are up that much. Be careful. Would hold be a good option? Lisa, right now, yes. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get into the software and I'm going to look at the market timing graph to explain exactly where my head is at. All right, so we can look at the market's up. All of our indicators are above the downtrends that they were in, which is a positive sign. I'm looking at things like relative timing, right at 1. So the market's a little flat right now. But looking at the big wick on Friday's candle, right at a new level of a 3-month high, today's candle is sort of reminiscent of Friday's candle, except for a little smaller. So we've got a lot more indecision going on, but there's some things going on in the market as well. Chinese stocks are moving. Ports shutting down is imminent. Ports shutting down is imminent. And between Ryan and I, we're going to cover that story this week because that's going to be a big drag on the market if they don't get this port situation strike under control. Palantir went past the 37 mark. I'm still in Palantir. Anybody remember what my price target was on Palantir? Anybody remember what my price tag was on Palantir? Just type it in the room. You know me, I'm a big Palantir fan. I think it's a great stock. ADMA moving to a new high. We all know, John, that was a bagger, a multi-bagger. That's right, Greg, it's $50. $50 is my price target on Palantir. I don't think that's any of my news stories today, but you know where I stand on it. But Lisa, talking about hold, yes, I'm okay with holding. I do have a solid level of support on the composite at 60. Let's just call it $70. All right, and we're at 70.62. If the market falls below that level of current support, I probably, and then I got another level of support sitting at 69.55. All right, so keeping that in mind as well. $50 is way too high, says Mr. Matt. Again, I'm just looking at a lot of the research that I've done. That's a price target that I have on it. We'll see. I think that it gets to $50 before the end of the year. Write it down. I think that it gets to $50 by the end of the year. Such a strong stock, not nearly as strong as NVIDIA. But you know something, in the back of my mind, does anybody think that Palantir is the new NVIDIA with the price ability going up? Yes or no? All right, and yes or no? Does anybody think that Palantir has that upside mobility like NVIDIA did before it took off? Alfreda says no. Okay, that's fine. You know me. I ain't judging. I'm just asking. I like the interaction. All right, you know me. I love the interaction. We'll see. You know, would I be wrong? You know, could I be wrong? Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, it's just all of the research that I've done. But I wanted to answer Lisa's question in regards to, is it okay to hold right now? Lisa, Alfreda, I didn't judge. What about gold? Gold took a hit today. But if the dollar continues to fall, then I'm going to say gold is still a good play. All right, we'll take a look. Gold is going to be one of my watch lists today. I think Palantir is leading the way for the next phase of the AI revolution. We'll see. All right, we'll see. Software is the next wave for AI. All right, let's get into the news. Let's go see what news is moving. All right, and you know, Joey, I'm going to leave it there. That way these are already set up for this layout. All right, top 5 things to watch in this market this week. All right, first thing, U.S. jobs report. The Fed kicked off its rate cutting cycle with a supersized 50 basis point cut earlier this month, but the labor market continues to be the focal point for investors gauging how rapidly the central bank will need to cut rates. All right, that's story number 1. Powell is going to talk, give some insights into what he's thinking in regards to the next cut. So that's going to be number 2. Quarter 4 kicks off. So the last quarter of the year for reporting, quarter 4 kicks off. We're going to see, I think earnings still, for the most part, is still beating overall. So we're going to see how that works out. Eurozone inflation and oil prices. Oil prices settled higher Friday, but fell on the week as investors weighed expectations for higher global supply against fresh stimulus from the top crude importer of China. China's stocks, China's economy, big stimulus. Remember, China's the biggest buyer of everything around the world, which could help oil. So there we go. All right, next story. The economic calendar for this week. Wanted to bring that up. A couple of Fed Bowman speaks today. Tomorrow, construction spending, ISM manufacturing, the JOLTS job openings report is tomorrow. Bostic speaks tomorrow. Atlanta Fed GDP now. Bostic speaks twice tomorrow. Going into Wednesday, the OPEC meeting, which is going to weigh heavy on oil prices, crude inventories, Cushing crude inventories, and Bowman speaks. That's another Fed. Thursday, jobless claims, going to be big in regards to the effect of the 50 basis cuts. Is the job market strong enough to withstand no more cuts, or will it continue to cut? I think that if there is another cut, it's going to be 25 basis points. I don't think he cuts again 50 basis points. CAPR, Michelle, I watched this morning in the Jockey Club. It was killing it. What does the almanac say about October? That's a good question. Let me go open the almanac real quick. Tomorrow, October 1st, first trading day in October is mixed. The Dow is up 9 out of the last 18, up 2.7% in 2022. All right, Wednesday, start looking at MACD buy signals on October 1st. So we know that August and September were bad months. Is October going to turn around, taking us into the end of the year? It says here in the almanac, start looking for MACD buy signals. I think I'm going to probably approach that in tomorrow's Jockey Club. All right, Bill says October is bad. Well, we'll see. We'll see. October in... So somebody remind me in the Jockey Club tomorrow to look at the almanac going into October. All right. What else? Friday, average hourly earnings, non-farm payrolls. That's going to be another big story going into the end of the week. Private non-farm. Williams speaks. What else? Gold speculative net. Crude oil, a lot of stuff going into the week for news that will either help the market or hurt the market. All right, big story. East Coast port strike. Truckers, rails scramble to move billions in cargo before the ILA union midnight shutdown. This is going to be big. And the problem about this is that this story in and of itself is inflationary. Denise, what's your take on DraftKings? I sold out of my position today. It hit my stop. So I did get an alert that my DraftKings trade did close out. I liked it. I picked it up prior to the football season. It ended up to be a good trade for a lot of people out there when I talked about it. So it did close me out, hit my stops. My DraftKings trade is done. Lisa says, is UTSL a good leverage option? I don't know. I haven't looked at it, Lisa, so maybe we'll take a look at it today. October is better than September, says Mr. Matt. We'll see. All right, this is huge, and the problem with this, again, I think that it's inflationary. My take on this is the ports and the unions need to come together because I'm sure that they realize the ramifications of a strike. I don't think you can let it happen, but you know that's what compromise is all about. That's what negotiating is all about. North America is planning to strike after midnight Monday if a new contract is not reached with the port's management. This is going to be huge, especially when it comes down to supply. If they strike, this may be, in essence, this may be the Grinch that stole Christmas, folks. You heard it here. This right here may be the Grinch that stole Christmas. All right. Big story, too. DirecTV clinches a long, elusive deal to combine with Dish. So DirecTV and Dish finally are going to get, all together. DirecTV agreed to buy EchoStar, satellite television business that includes Dish, capping decades of on and off talks to create one of the nation's largest pay TV distributors with a combined 20 million subscribers. Wasn't this held up because it was antitrust? Wasn't it held up? So finally it's going through, but we're going to take a look at EchoStar that's getting bought up. Next one, Michigan nuclear plant finalizes federal loan to support first reactor restart in U.S. history. I thought that the 3 Mile Island was going to be the first one, but I think that this becomes a big story for nuclear again. When when Constellation was hooking up with Microsoft, nuclear or uranium jumped. I think that this gives more of a boost to uranium stocks once again. All right, as long as they keep the Yes channel. That's the New York. That's the Yankees. Got to have that. All right, so I'm keeping my eye on nuclear energy again. How about this one? Cruise line upside. Carnival points to strong demand for 2025, 2026. I know that we're getting ready to go on a cruise. That's going to be late February, early March. We're taking a Hawaiian cruise. I just, it wasn't cheap either. It was expensive to put that all together. But it's us and family going. It's going to be a group of us. But interesting. Carnival points to strong demand for 2025, 2026. You're going to look at Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, all of those. Dock strike will need federal intervention. Well, Fitz, they need to do something federally or non-federally. You got to do something. You lived in Honolulu for 6.5 years. I was trying to get stationed in Hawaii while I was in the Corps. I wasn't good enough. Those only go for the really good people. Walter says, take me to Uncle Glenn. Nah, I got to. We're taking my mother-in-law. It's going to be like her 80th birthday. So we're going to Hawaii, and that's enough people. And then my sister-in-law, my daughter's going, friends of ours. It's going to be a nice little group of us. Camp H. Smith. There you go. I wish I could have gotten to Hawaii. Zim is on the move. Zim integrated shipping surges, as Jeffrey says, well-positioned for port strike. You guys know that I'm in SHIP, S-H-I-P. I've been in that stock because shipping was on the rise, but people have been asking me about Zim. Zim is well-positioned for port strike. We'll see. So, again, 2 stocks I'm going to look at in my list today are going to be Zim and SHIP. SHIP is what I own. Hi, Abe. SHIP is what I own, but I like the story, so we're going to keep our eyes on that. Chinese stocks. China records biggest rally since 2008. Look at that, soaring 8%. So we're definitely going to take a look at Chinese stocks today. I've got 3. I got Queb, I've got FXI, and I've got MCHI in my list today. Yin is probably another good one. Will the storm damage be a positive for steel stocks with all of the bridges that were damaged? Absolutely. What's up, Danny? Absolutely. There's going to be a lot of rebuilding that needs to be done. The steel industry will probably have a big boost over the next few months. That and just anything dealing with rebuilding. What is it? Concrete. All those stocks dealing with infrastructure. And that's the word I'm looking for. Infrastructure stocks. Keep your eyes on it. I think I need to make a watch list for us. Infrastructure stocks are going to probably take a big bump up, but I will put us together for YouTube an infrastructure stock watch list. A Home Depot and Lowe's is going to be huge. A lot of people are building homes. I saw a story, though, on the news that said a lot of people are reconsidering rebuilding. And guess what? We got another storm system on its way. Best infrastructure ETFs. Lisa, I don't know yet. Joey, put that in our chat. Infrastructure stocks. Joey, so I can remember that. And someone asked me about stocks below $10 that were going to be undervalued or, good fundamentally sound stocks. That's going to be my video tomorrow. It's going to be my video tomorrow. But Joey is going to put that into our chat. In regards to infrastructure stocks. Joey, don't forget, man. Did he do it? Because sometimes I don't believe Joey. What does he type in? Best infrastructure ETFs. All right, because sometimes Joey is just, I don't know. He be slacking. Joey, I love Joey. Everybody knows I love Joey, but I think that's probably going to be another good story to do. Is infrastructure stocks. So if nothing else, set up a watch list. All right. Next story, Taiwan. Look at this. Taiwan-Japan chip ties deep in following the TSMC's fab in Kyushu. This is going to be interesting because that tie brings us closer to doing possibly what needs to be done to protect Taiwan. All right. Japan is an ally. Taiwan, Japan, a very interesting story to tighten ties with a country that is our ally, especially in the chip space. Very interesting story. Home Depot, 10-foot, 1.5-inch copper pipe, now $109. Holy smokes. Used to be $25. I hear you. Inflation is, but demand. This demand and supply and demand. If the demand is going to be high, these materials are going to be super expensive, John. That is, there we go. Starlink Mini works anywhere. There's no reason Glenn should have to take a break. Take a break from what? What about Star Bulk Shipping? That's another good stock, George. I wouldn't mind looking at Starbucks. I can find the shipping stocks. I might have to do that today. Another story, Bristol Myers stock jumps. Why the FDA approval for its schizophrenia drug is groundbreaking. We're going to keep our eyes on this. Could be a good news story to push the stock's price higher. This drug takes the first new approach to schizophrenia's treatment in decade, the Food and Drug Administration said. So it's called Joey, what is that? Cobenfy? Yeah, Joey, notice Joey is quiet in the background. Joey, you can't help me sound that out? I think it's Cobenfy. Previously known as why? I don't know why. Known as, muscarinic receptor. Listen, let's just keep our eye on the drug. I can't say all these names. Look at this. Thorazine, Seroquel. Man, I guess too much. All right, in the last story, BMY will get rid of my best friend. What? Fitz? Sigh. My internet needs this drug all over the place this morning. I'm here. A lot of people are going through that. A lot of people are going that. In the last story, I'm thinking about getting these Meta glasses, mixed reality headset. I'm thinking about getting them, but I still want the Apple ones, which are like $1 billion. But I'm thinking about trying these out. And does anybody have these? Does anybody have these mixed reality headsets? I'm curious to know. They're a lot cheaper than Apple's. A lot cheaper than Apple's. But you know me, I'm of the mindset you get what you pay for. Anybody in the room got any of these glasses? I'm curious because I'm from immersive gaming to multitasking to watching TV on a cinema-sized screen or traveling with a virtual personal trainer. The Meta Quest 3S delivers a wide range of experiences in an affordable package. That's going to be the big thing. Thad says no, he lives in a mixed reality world. I hear you. STRL, that's another good stock and has been. So I am going to make an infrastructure list. All right. Those are all of the stocks that made the news. Let's go back into the software. Let's go take a look at them. Again, Lisa, thank you for the question about if it's still okay to hold stocks right now. I'm just telling you guys to be careful. All right, to be careful. Welcome to Total Recall. Yeah, I bought the Oculus before Meta bought it. Michelangelo, did you like them? Were they any good? All right, let's go to my lists today. Let's start off with the indices, where they stand. Mixed market. The only thing that's really moving today is the IWM. The Russell 2000 is up about a quarter. The VIX is down. People are less fearful in the market. The Dow is down about a quarter. The composite's down less than a tenth. But the big mover today, again, is the IWM. That's where the money is going. I love them, but now Meta owns it, and I'm not a big fan of Meta, says Michelangelo. All right. All right, big news stocks. These are the stocks that we just saw the stories on. Let's go take a look. Let's see what's moving the most. What's moving the most out of all these stories? Zim. All right, I told you that I own Ship. Let's take a look at those two. The shipping companies, especially with the port strike imminent. There's Zim. Let's put this on a 1 month graph. A little bit of indecision today. We are looking at a generic VectorVest graph. Let's go put this on a 1 year. A little bit of a channel, but nice breakout and more confirmation. Love the earnings per share, the earnings growth, the sales growth. Zim looks like a good play. I do keep in mind that it is an Israeli company that when you do own it, you got to pay a whole bunch of money for it, though, on the dividend. I know Zim pays a dividend, but you got to pay some money back to them as well. But I do like breaking out of the channel. I do like breaking out of the channel. And Ship, the stock that I own, nice bounce off support. Same kind of scenario, rising earnings growth, rising sales growth, even though it has dropped a little bit, but still higher than it was 3 months ago. All right, so there's on the shipping. Let's go look at all of the companies that are up today based on the news. View the stock graph. So again, these are all news driven. I'm going to put these all back on the 1 year. Wow, never mind. Look at Meta. Nicely moving higher. If you're in it, I'm going to give you a hard stop on it. God forbid you have to get out of it. I'm Going to give you a hard stop of about 543.39. Nicely above that level of current support. A little bit of sideways move. We are just 2 days off the 3-month high, but there's the trend. I don't like SHIP because of the low volume. Feli, wow, first time I've seen that name. Thank you for chatting in. I appreciate that. You know I love to see new people chat. You know I love to see new people chat. But, you know, talking about candlesticks, I've been doing technical analysis on Fridays. Beautiful hammer formation right there before the stock went up. This week I talked about, last week I talked about trend lines and support and resistance. I like the upward trend and the breakthrough resistance. Put those two things together, put yourself in a good situation. All right. Or if I'm looking at a trend line, once a stock falls below a trend line, that's a great time to take some profits off the table. So how many of you enjoyed Friday's video, the combination of trend lines along with support and resistance? Type a 1 in the room. All right. This week, what am I going to do on Friday? I'm probably going to do some of the technical searches that we have in the VectorVest system. All right, we're going to sort of kind of wrap it up a little bit and put combinations of technical searches within the VectorVest software that you can use as well to make decisions. Wow, not a lot of ones. I'm loving that. You guys are paying attention. You guys are paying attention to the Fridays video. I think this comes up to week number 4. I told you that I would do it for like 4 or 5 weeks. I'm loving the ability to teach you guys a little bit of technical analysis. So what else is in here? Bristol Squibb Meyer. I do like that it broke out of its most recent level of resistance, but look at that. Testing it now as a level of support. What's the value of that? Testing the value of 5107 as a level of support. Didn't break back through today. That's a positive sign. Rising earnings growth is okay. Sales growth is there. Relative value and relative safety below 1. This could be the news that pushes this stock up higher for a little bit. Unisearch is looking forward to it. You got it, man. Eugene says, where do I watch the Derby video you did Friday? It's on the channel. Oh, it's on a different channel. Joey, how do they get to the live channel? Or do they have access to that? Joey? It was done on a different channel. I can't hear you. Say that again.
They just have to search for VectorVest Live.
Oh, you have to search for VectorVest Live. We've got 2 different channels. That was done on the live channel, Eugene. And I had to do it again this morning. So it's probably on that channel again. Go to search for Huh?
That was on this channel this morning.
The one that I did this morning is on this channel?
Yeah.
All right. Well, the one I did on Friday was on the live channel. So you get to watch today's replay on this channel. All right. So Bristol Squibb, I want you to keep your eyes on Bristol Squibb Meyer. Queb, here's the Chinese stocks rising. Look at that pullback today, though. Still higher than Friday's candle, but look at the pullback. I'm of the mindset of selling the news on China, but if it gives you thank you, Joey. If it gives you an opportunity to buy and make some money, I'm not going to stop you from that. Not at all. There's SHIP. I took a little bit of a hit on SHIP today. What the SHIP is going on? Anyway, I'm still in it. Love the uptrend. Now, interesting, again, talking about utilizing trends and support resistance. Look at that. I'm still in the uptrend. Even with this little bit of big wick at the top, some selling pressure, I'm still in the uptrend. I would let the uptrend dictate what I do with it before I take profits on it, all right? MCHI, same thing. A lot of gappiness on here, but the Chinese stocks are definitely on the rise. All right, the stocks that are feeling the effect to the downside, there's EchoStar getting bought, big hit. CCL down about 2.5%. TSM with the link up with our partner in Japan, uranium. Man, I just don't understand. Let's go take a look at these. I just don't understand with the great news that's coming out on uranium, why uranium looks the way it does. Let's go put this on a 1-year graph. There's CCJ, the nice move after CEG and Microsoft came together. I'm thinking that more news on the reopening of a nuclear power plant in Michigan should keep the stock going higher today. It's pulling off a level of resistance. It is pulling off a level of resistance. I would keep my eye on this level of support of 46.61 if you own CCJ. Next one, FXI. There's another Chinese big down day today. So you saw the other Chinese stock with the green bar, but with a closed green bar. Chinese stocks could just be taking a breather today, but I think for the most part, there's Royal Caribbean. Good, googly muggly. I just don't get it. Bottom left, top right, just don't get it. Look at the falling sales. But the prognostication is, it's going to be great going into next year. I'm looking at the sales growth. Sales growth ain't there. I'm looking at the earnings growth. Earnings are still rising, but at a lower rate. I don't know. In regards to Royal, there's uranium getting beaten up. There's the story between Taiwan Semi and Japan. Still above that downtrend, but pulling back. Look at this. All looks good. Earnings per share rising, earnings growth rising, sales growth rising. That's a little interesting. All right, that's a little interesting. Let's go to the next one. There's CCL. Just like the Royal Caribbean, I don't understand how they could be so bullish, but sales growth, earnings growth is going down. Earnings looks good, but earnings growth is going down. Sales growth, I don't know where the prognostication is coming. We're going to sell. Yeah. But the sales growth is falling. All right. Can you check Glenn Lingarage? What stock? Really sorry. Friday Jockey Club. I bought Duo in TD account. I'm not able to sell. That I don't know why. You got to call TD Ameritrade to find out. You got to call them. Did you ship your pay? Oh, yeah. Stop it, Mark. You can't say that. Jarur Power is taking now, right? I don't know what's Jarur. I don't know what that is, Elmer. Thank you for chatting in, though, by the way. I always love to see new people chatting in. All right. Last stock in here. There's EchoStar, big hit prior to the being bought. Nice. Look at that. Shooting star prior to the news. Look at the follow through. All right. What else is in earnings this week? There wasn't very many stocks for earnings, so I didn't even put them in. Nike has got earnings this week. Remember, this is the last day for earnings before the next quarter starts. So on Wednesday, probably next Monday, we'll look at new earnings coming up. I don't think, where's the money going today? Let's go find out where the money's going. This is my heat map that I make for midday market. You need $25K to day trade or sell before settling the date. That is why. Is that on what? On Duo? I'm assuming, though, if you're asking that question, if you're trying to day trade, as long as you don't make 4 day trades in a week, you should be fine. You should be fine. There's a blue light special in I5 and IL5 for XROF. I'm not looking at XROF today. All right, where's the money going today? Let's go find out. Sort this by percentage price change. The money is going to lithium. Right, lithium is moving. China Bear. Interesting. See that China Bear is up 2.25. Regional banks up 1.7%. Real estate, natural gas. The downside of natural gas, which is the other side of oil, which is probably somewhere down here, is losing. Brent oil is a little bit on the rise. Oil, utilities, XLU. Ryan likes that a lot. What was the one you just asked me for? Who asked me for the other one? XLU. I might put that in here too. What's the other one you asked me about as far as utilities? But utilities still on the rise. Up about 0.25% today. Energy, XLE, up about 0.25%. That's where the money's going today. All right, that's where the money is going today. All right, let's go. I didn't give you any MPI plays. Let's go look at Contras with a day where the market's going back and forth. UTSL. All right, let's go see what's going on with Contras. What Contras? Contras aren't HIBs, SVIX. Would I tell you to go buy them now? On a day like today where the market's possibly moving down, I wouldn't take these as more than just a day trade. Just not yet. I wouldn't take these as more than just a day trade. Let's go back to, I'm going to put in here UTSL. All right, let me go see what it says. UTSL. That's on utilities. Let's go take a look at it. And what I like XLU compared to UTSL, remember, it's leverage, whereas XLU is not, All right, so just look at it from that perspective. View the stock graph on it. Wow, XLU looks great, Lisa, and UTSL, they both look great. Remember, this is leveraged. All right, so this is more of an aggressive play on utilities. That's all I got to say about that. This is more, I like them both. I like those stocks, I cannot lie. I think that they're both great. This is leverage, 3 times leverage, where XLU, look at that though. Both of these are great. Both of these are great. But if you're going to use the UTSL, it is leverage. You're a little bit more aggressive on the play. What effect do you think the robo-taxi announcement by Tesla Wednesday will have on the stock? I think that the robo-taxi, remember, it was supposed to have been happening earlier this year. They put it off. I think it's going to be a bolster for the company. I still do own TSLL. I'm happy with it right now. I think that the beautiful thing behind Tesla is that they're not just EVs. They got their hands in so much stuff that it makes them a viable company no matter what goes on in the EV space. The robo-taxis will play a big role, and then will flop, to be honest. Pennywise thinks robo-taxi will flop. Pennywise, can you change that picture? Man, that picture is scary. Can you change that picture? I'm scared of scary clowns. I am. I'm scared of scary clowns. It doesn't say XROF until Glenn says XROF. I don't say FROF. I say XROF. I do say XROF. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. All right. So those are the things that I would keep my eye on. Again, this is like my heat map for the market. Speculative plays. This pick is me smiling. Sigh. We looked at contras. Weekly customer picks. Will come to those. I didn't give you any picks today because I'm going to give you my picks, my top 5 weekly picks for both the U.S. and Canada. So not today. Live stream portfolios. Let's go see what's going on in our portfolios. My portfolios, AMA, Glenn's picks. How am I? Wow, I took a hit this week. So on Wednesdays, Ryan and I put live stocks into portfolios that we have. I'm down 0.43%. Ryan is down 0.31. So on Wednesdays, you want to see what other stocks we're going to add to this. No, Mark, I didn't. Make sure you join us for that. What else is in here? Hurricane-related stocks. Ooh, big jump on those. All right, big jump on those. Let's go see where the return on investments are. There's Lowe's, Home Depot. Now remember, these were gotten back at the beginning of hurricane season. I've been tracking this portfolio stock since the beginning of hurricane season. AMD, I got you, Lingarage. AMD, don't give me stocks yet. You guys don't listen. You guys don't listen. Sigh. All right, so with that being said, look at that. Lowe's, Aflac, UTES, Reeves Utilities, Home Depot, Cummins, Caterpillar, Allstate. This was a stock I was high on when I made the list, but it's now up 16%. Generac is in here. So I love that we set this portfolio up at the beginning of hurricane season, but look at the rise. You're looking for stocks. I didn't give you fish today. You're looking at stocks. Here's some stocks you want to keep your eyes on. Is Aflac at risk from the hurricane damage? Yeah, people are going to be going to Aflac. They're going to be going to Progressive. They're going to go to Allstate. Prudential. They're going to need to do that to put in claims, right? So it's not at risk, but this is the stuff that's hot during this time. All right, this is the stocks that's hot. Nvidia, is my powerhouse stock, but AO domino effect, biggest mover. Look at that. VRT, Palantir, ServiceNow. At the bottom of the list is C3AI. Anything else? Oh, China stocks. I made a list, right? On 9/26, it's up like 1%. But here's my stocks. I think it was the top 12 or so stocks by market cap. The biggest leader right now is JD, followed by Boyd, followed by TCOM. All right, the ones at the bottom of the list are CI, CHY. Too many letters. All these freaking letters. Goodness gracious. But those are the ones at the bottom of the list. The ones with like 1,700, 11,000 letters at the bottom of the list. But again, looking for fish. The Chinese market is moving down today. These list of stocks is down about 0.8% today. All right. So with that being said, anything else? Nothing else that I want to talk about today. Let's go back to the viewers tab. Star search plays. I got nothing in there. Theme stocks for the week or gold stocks. I'm still keeping my eye on both gold, Chinese stocks, and utilities. Those are the 3 big things that I got my eyes on. And Geico too, Frank, you're right. Gold, Chinese stocks, and utilities. 3 industries I want you to keep your eyes on. Gold is taking a hit today. All right, that's just a day. One day doesn't make a trend. Gold stocks are still on my list as the dollar continues to fall. Where's the UUP? I need to put UUP in there. Dollar's probably rising today. If gold is getting hit this much, probably the dollar, there it is. The dollar's a little bit on the rise, up about 0.25%, which is affecting gold. All right, there's a direct correlation. The dollar goes down, gold goes up. When the dollar goes up, gold goes down. All right, where are we? I'm a little early. I'm a little ahead of time. I'm okay with that. I'm guessing Joey's going to be okay with that as well. REITs seem to be doing all right. That's another something I would keep my eyes on. Silver goes along with gold, Jazz. That's the way I look at it. I call them both precious metals. But REITs, building, especially building, is going to be on the rise right now because, remember, I got to make a infrastructure watch list. Should we move out of gold? Lisa, this is just one day. This is just one day. I want you to take a look at these stocks. One day. I'm not going to tell you to move out of gold. Let's view the stock graph. And Lisa, I think that as you look, put this on 1 year. As you look, ooh, wow, interesting. Harmony hit a hard level of resistance and pulled back. I got a level of support sitting at 988. I'm not going to be on board with saying sell out of gold yet until we break down through that level of support. All right, there's the trend line. Remember, talking about trend lines, break down below a trend line is a good level to start to think about selling. So not only did we break down towards, break through the trend line, we are approaching a level of support. Once we get to that level on Harmony, I'd probably say, but maybe my other gold stocks are, look at that, they're all exhibiting the same thing. So Lisa, would I tell you to get rid of them? That's a good question. This is why stops need to be put in place, number one. Number two, use your trend lines. Use your trend lines. If any of these stocks break below the trend line, don't be afraid to take profit. Does that make sense to everybody in the room? Lisa, great question. Does that make sense to everybody in the room? Look at these trend lines that I could draw. Why not use the trend lines to answer your question on whether or not you should pull out of gold? All right, does that make sense to everybody? I think that in and of itself, with your new learning or expanded learning on trend lines, I think that that's a great way to get out of it. Gold was at 3 deviations. So, all right, I'm just saying, keep your eyes on the trend lines. All right, noticing that there's the dollar was falling, but now in the channel, that could prove to be not good for gold, especially if it breaks out of this channel. I was about to dump Southern Copper because it's been a loser, but after this storm, I expect it to hold. I think Southern Copper is going to be a big jump. I think a lot of these stocks, steel, concrete, glass, all of that, wood, all are going to be poppers right now because of Helene. I saw a high count on the Denmark lines for either GDX or GLD. I'm not understanding what's pulling it back today is all of those, even though the dollar's up a little bit. It's not up a lot. It's not up a lot, but it's enough to affect gold adversely today. Not copper, electrical switch manufacturer. Thank you, Roger, for clarifying that for me. All right. Let's go look at your stocks today. All right. How many likes did we get today? You know the rules. 57, I'm still going to give you 10 stocks. I'm still going to give you 10 stocks. All right, start putting your stocks in. IDR, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Caterpillar is going to be a good pick for infrastructure. Ritman, that is definitely going to be one. All right. Mr. Matt, newer name, ADSK. I'll put that up there. George, newer name. Starbuck is already in the list, George. Starbuck, I think, yeah, Starbuck's already in the list. Thanks, Glenn and Joey. Stay safe, VV Nation. See you, Mark. I'm looking at new names. Oh, here's another one. I got you, Lugu. I got you. You're already in there. All right. CAT is also good automation stock. There you go. All right, there's my 11 stocks for you today. Only one stock is a sell because Chinese stocks have been on the move. I can understand Yang being on the sell side. It's only up 1.8. I don't think that you should panic with Chinese stocks right now. They're on the move. I think the stimulus was enough to help the China market, China economy, but also help Chinese stocks. So today I wouldn't panic. It's still a sell. Until it moves from a sell to a hold, that means that this is back on the rise as a bearish side. I don't see that happening yet. One stock is a hold. That's General Dynamics. The best stock in the list by VST is Sezzle, followed by AGX, followed by Caterpillar. All right, let's go take a look at all of these stocks real quick. Let me give you some insight. Put these on the 1 year graph. We've been looking at the VectorVest standard graph lately, right? Sezzle, look at that. Bottom left, top right, just 4 days off of the 1 year high. Look at the earnings per share, earnings growth, sales growth, fundamentals. RV is above 1. RV is above 1, RS is below 1. This is more of an aggressive play. But I like the indicators at the bottom. I like the play just down. Be careful with it. I wouldn't buy on a down day, of course. AGX, again, bottom left, top right. Looking at earnings per share, earnings growth, sales growth. Again, fundamentally sound. RV, RS, yep. Fundamentally sound stock where RV and RS are both above 1. Love the earnings growth rate at 25%. And notice the sales growth is bigger than the earnings growth. I like this play as well. Diversified companies. Any thoughts on China telling their people not to buy NVIDIA? You know something? They can do that, right? I don't know. I hadn't heard that story, but you know something? I think the people who want the stock are going to get the stock. That's what I think, but we'll see. All right, let's move to the next one. Caterpillar. Broke. Look at that trend line. You can draw a trend line. Broke through resistance. I'm going to take this off. Broke through resistance. I like the move. 2 days off of a high. I don't like the sales growth, but I think that sales growth is going to bump up as we get more and more into salvaging what's still behind from Helene. So I see that happening. Earnings growth, I do see an early move, an early bump up on Caterpillar. Long term, though, it is bottom left, top right. All right, so I can't lose sight of that as well. Same thing with PPC foods. Everybody got to have their food. That's right. My wife made what she calls party meatballs. We had that yesterday, Saturday. I got the leftovers today. Man, I'm finna have a party in my mouth after this. Woo, them party meatballs and she made them and they got grape jelly in it. I don't know how that worked out, but them meatballs is the bomb. Would I buy Caterpillar now? Yeah, if it takes out that most recent high, right about here, I would go 12 cents high. I'd put in a buy order 12 cents higher than the high. I'd put in a buy order 12 cents higher than the high, especially with what's coming on. That has been a good stock for me. PPC. Let's go back and look at PPC. You down with PPC? Yeah, you know me. See that would have been a nice trend line. Break through, get out, wait for another buying opportunity. Look at that. That would have been a great price to get out, take some of that profit. Wait, now I got another trend line moving up. Nice update. How about now? I got an ascending channel. Put those two together. That's a bullish sign. That's a bullish sign. Rising earnings growth, higher sales growth, higher than it was a year ago. I like the ascending channel. There you go, John. That's not a bad pick. MACD just turned up on PPC. I don't have MACD on here, but I do like what I see on the graph. Let's go to the next one. Autodesk. Rising earnings per share. Not rising sales growth. It's still sales growth is at 16. Sales growth is at 13. Earnings growth is at 16. Both double digits. A little bit of a choppy ride here, but coming up on the 1 year high. All right, coming up on the 1 year high. I'd put it in order higher than the 1 year high. We're approaching it. I love that we bounced off support, broke through resistance, still had confirmation of the break. That level of resistance is probably where I would think about buying. Let's go to the next stock, Pega. Bottom left, top right. Again, another one of those little bit more volatile stocks, but just a few days off a 1 year high. Bouncing off this level of support, beautiful. I'd set up for buying 12 cents higher than the 1 year high. Next one. Now, mining gold, silver. Again, I'm not telling anybody to panic over gold or silver, but I am watching whether it's a trend line or a level of support. That tells me I should be not afraid to take profits off the table. All of you who are trading gold, does that make sense? I'm not telling you to get totally out of it, but I am telling you don't be afraid to take some profits off the table. And I know there's a few of you who are trading gold. But if your graph looks like this, you have a level of support and it's breaking through, You guys need to know it's okay. It's okay to take some of that off the table. All right. Pega is doing a squat after a new high. Minervini calls those pullback squats. I'm not taking a squat. Starbuckers, again, watch the shipping companies. Shipping companies might give you a nice little bounce here, especially if a strike does go into play. All right, watch that. Whether it's SHIP, whether it's ZIM, whether it's Starbuckers, shipping companies need to be on your watch list right now. Going into Apple, a lot going on with Apple, a little bit of back and forthosity. A lot more volatile than I'd like it to be, but it's coming up to a level of resistance right there and stopping. The level of resistance is at the value of 233.01. We're at 232.15. I'd like to see it break up, but then I've got another level of resistance right here at the one-year high of 237.40. I don't know that it hits that high by the end of the year. It all depends on what goes on with the iPhone 16. The orders are holding steady. It all depends on what goes on with the iPhone 16, since that is the biggest mover of the stock. All right, let's go to the next stock, GD, General Dynamics, Aerospace and Defense. Beautiful move, but right now, look at that. Again, level of support broke through. I wouldn't be afraid to take some of that off the table. Still going on. If you still are in it and you're still, you're learning more about support resistance, I got a level of hard stop for you of 295.61. That's probably a good point to take that part. Because I love the earnings growth, the sales growth. But if the price is not doing what you wanted to do, I'm not going to tell you to hold on to it. Don't do it. Just like Beretta. Don't go to bed with that stock on your head. Don't do it. All right, Yang, again, because Chinese stocks have gone up, Yang has been beaten up. I'm not putting a lot of faith that the bearish side of China is in play yet. Big drop to the downside. This is the bearish side of China. The ETF's short for China. That's one day. I don't see enough move to feel that the Chinese move is over at this time. All right. I'm done. And we got 9 minutes left. I listen, Joey should be giving me a hand clap. I don't hear him in the background going, woohoo, nothing. He should be happy. Joey, are you there? I don't even know. He might not be ready for me to be done. Sigh. That's all right. It is. I'm done. But I need him to be here to end this. If not, I think I know how to end it all by myself. We'll see. We'll see. Folks, don't forget, once again, if you feel compelled to, look out for your fellow man. This is a good time to just do just that. All right. Again, the devastation, all you got to do is look online. The devastation in the northwestern region of North Carolina and the mountains have been devastated. If you feel compelled, go do some research on a link that you feel comfortable with. See what you can do to help more people out. I saw Dikembe Mutombo pass with brain cancer at the age of 58. Since Joey's not here, let's do another 480 stocks. Yeah, I don't know if he's here. I don't think he's here. That's right. I'll end it all by myself. I'll do it. Sort of, kind of. All right. Anybody in chat know a good high yield savings account? Ooh, that's a good. I don't know. All right. I hear you, Pennywise. I'm with you. All right, folks. I'm getting ready to go. You guys have a great day. Be on the lookout. Oh, he is there. Be on the lookout for the 6 p.m. video. I am going to give you my top weekly picks for both the U.S. and Canada. I'm going to show you how they've been doing. All right. So you want to see how the results are from these Monday picks. Make sure you show up today. All right. 6 p.m. Adios. Arrivederci. Ciao. Au revoir. Sayonara. Aloha. For all my peeps out there still praying for all the people around the world, especially in Florida, Atlanta, and places where Hurricane Helene really affected people adversely. Odabu. Bom dia. Salam. Shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks.